this on my wrist. And I'll never take it off.
Let me have your wrist.
Okay. Jeez, this is the best day ever. Don't tempt me.
How do you feel around?
Very. You don't have to fix rest. I'm in New York City. I am on the hunt for the perfect vintage Cartier watch. I am obsessed with Cartier right now. I have my Submariner Rolex. I love this watch. It's very modern, it's very mask, but I'm looking for something that feels very vintage, a little heirloomy, and something that's just a little more femme. I knew exactly who to call. My friend Trang lives in New York City. She runs the account Girls O'Clock. She has the most incredible, most interesting POV on vintage jewelry and watches. A lot of what you see out there is male driven in terms of vintage watch like sourcing, and yeah, I just think it's super cool what she's doing. So I gave her a call. I said, hey, I need you to take me to the best spots in New York City and we're gonna find me a damn watch. And she said, hey, don't call me, and who is this? Just kidding. She said she's so excited, so we're gonna go meet her right now at San Ambrose. We're gonna grab a coffee and then we're gonna go tour a couple spots and hopefully I find my dream vintage watch. So let's go. Do you know about this cake? It's the best cake ever, okay? I have, so heavy.
I'm obsessed with this watch.
I have my Submariner and I love it. I love it as an everyday, but sometimes I'm like, I want something a little more femme, something a little more vintage feeling and looking. I've been like obsessed with Cartier and vintage Cartier. So yeah, that's the goal, but I'm like open to other brands other than Cartier, but I just feel like it's so classic and...
It's classic, but I think we should do all these others because I think, I mean, we'll go to vintage shops where they have
so many things.
But I've really been trying to like get the message across. It's like a bag. It's the same thing.
Right.
It's like you have something great, but you sometimes want it complex, right?
Exactly. Like, okay, so where are we going now?
We're going to Stephen and Russell. It might be Stephen Russell, and it's these two men who have been running the shop for decades. They have just the craziest eye and assortment, and they've started making their own jewelry, just very antique, archival inspired, and it's just really good.
Do you know what I think is the chicest thing on earth? When someone says like they have a jeweler. Like my goal in life is to be like, oh yeah, I'm just like going to meet my jeweler.
Totally.
I think that's chic.
They are, you're gonna see they have the most unreal selection. I met them because they used to sell in Moda, or maybe they still do, when I was at Moda.
So what were you doing at Moda?
I was on the editorial team.
Okay, and did you, were you specifically working on like jewelry and?
I covered everything. So it was like home, fashion, jewelry.
Oh, we're just taking a brief break to curate a story, so don't mind us.
Moda had the best party with Bottega last night.
Oh, stunning.
So we're trying.
Oh, gorgeous.
I was not on my A game.
Here's the formula. Hit him with the first one.
You think I shouldn't just leave it at this?
I think that's good. And then one more of you, because the people want to see you. No, I want all of this.
You want all of this?
I want all of it. Content's content, baby. Don't ever forget that.
No, yeah. Because I have two accounts. I have to separate them.
Right, she has two accounts, people. Like, we can't be doing this all day long. What I love about vintage jewelry and watch stores is that they feel less like stores and more like you're walking through someone's personal archive, almost like a jewelry museum. Each piece has such a distinct point of view and just so much personality. The pieces really span defining moments in history too, from early 20th century Art Deco diamond bracelets to Victorian era rings that are well over 100 years old. Platinum settings from the Edwardian period, which allowed for these incredibly delicate, almost lace-like constructions. We also saw things like old hand-cut diamonds with these light, beautiful irregularities. And in a world where everything is cut to perfection, there's something that feels more human, almost more impressive about that. They had everything from Cartier, Van Cleef, Boucheron to completely unsigned pieces from less mainstream designers. Stephen and Russell also both had such a deep knowledge of each of their pieces. It genuinely felt like we were being walked through the history of jewelry design.
So this is Sterlet Paris. It was done in the 1970s. So Sterlet was one of the great houses in Paris. I think they were bought by Chaumet in the 1970s. It's a little tiny. A lot of these things in Paris from this period were like, were pinky rings.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of them that came from France.
And was that just the style, or what was
the
that?
style back then? They were very chic.
Yeah, but of course.
Right.
Of course.
Look how the wire work continues into the design.
Gorgeous.
They did things that nobody was doing. So there's Sterlet Paris. We say circa because we don't know the exact year, because in the book we can find certain things that we've bought, but these are circa 1950 also.
This is super 70s. They really, really used stones in the 70s, and it's such a Piaget, Piaget was really known for using stones in the 70s, and they really played around.
It's so pretty.
It's a cuff, and you can tell it's like angled for like the arm curvature. It's really crazy, and they had one at auction at Sotheby's a couple years ago, and they're like really hard to come by. It's like almost a bark finish here. They really played around with silhouettes at the time. It was around the time of like space exploration too. There was influence there, and it's like this era of Piaget is truly like no other. Like you see how well it fits the arm because of the way it's curved.
So anyways, you said this is
Cartier Paris, 1925.
1925.
Yeah.
Oh my
Look
god.
at it. Feel it. You gotta feel it. Because look how the diamonds are set.
Don't tempt me. Oh my gosh. That is so beautiful.
Yeah. And when you lay it on your wrist, it's...
I think you'll actually love this Van Cleef story.
How do you feel around?
Very.
Russell told me
This is the original one. Now they do it in yellow gold with a strap. It was what they called a driver's watch also. Not only was it named the padlock, when you're holding the steering wheel, you can glance and the angle. So at first was men's watches that were driver's watches. And this was kind of in between that somehow. When your hands were on the steering wheel, look, you had a glance. You didn't have to go like this.
Right.
It was a glance.
Well, here, let me let
But
you
that
in
was
on a
in the
little
men's.
secret. I can't really read analog time. I always look at my phone. So it doesn't matter.
Every time they did it a little bit different, the watches. So the one that's in the Cartier Museum has it's the same, but it's rounded instead of squared. So they did always doing different versions.
What year is this one?
1920, I think it is. These are natural pearls. These are not cultured pearls that were grown in a fish tank. They were collected. These little, and then they do the white and silver pearls in it too. See how one is silver, one's white and silver? I mean, these things are just so rare.
Incredible.
Yeah.
There, that's beautiful. Oh my
It's really good.
goodness.
This design was done from the early 30s to the 1950s. When it's around the wrist, you see how the mounting raises? So it's got great depth on.
It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful piece.
Beautiful.
This one we think is done in the 50s because of the face, but they did it from the 1930s to the 1950s. Le Coutre is the movement. Cartier.
Of course.
But of course.
Oh, it's so small.
With that small, tiny movement and the original DuPont buckle.
And sorry, you said this was from what era?
Probably the 50s. And here's a 7-carat. This is the original box. I bought it in Tiffany.
Really?
The beautiful Ashoka. That's the original box.
Gorgeous.
That's an old Ashoka set in the original Tiffany mounting. Super rare to find. And then the emerald cabochon is an old Van Cleef ring.
That one's gorgeous.
Right?
Fantastic.
And it was a pinky ring.
Wow.
Wow.
Gem sugarloaf emerald.
Look at the, oh my gosh.
And it
Okay,
glows,
how good does
the
that
emerald.
look?
That emerald just glows.
That
I love the green,
is incredible. Holy smokes.
So they're French. The stones were brought back from India because in India they used a lot of these brillet cut diamonds. And then the Europeans started using in their designs all these great stones.
Oh.
And this cobalt blue enamel is absolutely incredible.
Oh my god, with that new cobalt hitter.
Yeah,
I
I was just
thought,
thinking
oh my
that.
god.
It is a cobalt blue, yeah.
Let me have your wrist.
Okay. Jeez, this is the best day ever.
So these are just things. This is magnificent.
This is
English 19th century. but rare because of the size of the diamonds. Look at his evil little face.
It's oh wow, yeah, he has an open mouth. And it stretches.
Yeah. So you could wear it on your forearm.
Oh, cool.
Because it was Egyptian revival.
Right.
First,
Bro, you're gonna love that.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Oh.
I mean, this is where Bulgari was inspired for their serpentine. What do they call it? The Bulgari stuff.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
the real Bulgari. They didn't have, to make this had to all be done by hand. This was, there was no laser. There was no.
Yeah, this on my wrist. And I'll never take it off.
With the little diamond collets. It's like a piece of fabric.
No,
Yeah.
literally. And sorry, you said this was from the 70s.
70s.
And this is Cartier.
Cartier, Paris.
Paris.
So that fan shape is a little Egyptian revival. Late 1930s, starting to get into the 40s. And they don't even, it doesn't compare to this kind of thing. That's crazy. And these sapphires are probably cashmere. This is an Asian, they used to buy these Asian, when they traveled to Asia, they used to buy these pieces from the Asian market and then put them into their designs.
And so this is Cartier Paris, you
Cartier
said?
Paris, 1920, 1925.
Our next stop of the day was Eleuteri, a family-run jeweler originally from Rome. The business actually dates back to 1897, when the Eleuteri family, Greek immigrants to Italy, opened a beautiful cafe in Rome. As the cafe became a gathering place for collectors and tastemakers, the family began selling pieces from their personal collection, eventually becoming one of Europe's most respected vintage jewelry dealers. Walking into the space, it was honestly hard to know where to look because there were so many incredible pieces from the 20th century, from the 60s, from the 70s, bold sculptural gold, weighted chains, diamonds with the most beautiful color stories, and pieces with just a really strong presence. What I love about Eleuteri is how distinct the point of view is. While they carry really amazing classic watch and jewelry silhouettes, the overall collection feels less delicate and more statement driven, very much meant for someone with a very clear, unapologetic point of view.
So this is what we have, and the two. Give me the two Bulgari.
And sorry, you said this was from the 70s or the 80s?
80s, 85. I took you the light because it's better.
The 1965.
Yeah.
That is
This is
unbelievable.
the Bulgari, and it was made at the time with the house of Jaeger LeCoultre. This is all 40s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
People are discovering now more and more, and everyone wants a little bit more to have their own kind of jewelry. It's very, very nice.
Yeah, this is gorgeous.
That's a very nice. You see that it fits well to your wrist. Not all the wrist fit well. Sometimes the face is, you see this one's face.
It's beautiful.
This is a nice one.
Are you finding that, and I guess it's tough with vintage because you have so many different types of pieces, but I was going to ask you, is there something that you are selling more of? Is there a trend you're seeing that people are...
Everyone that has a smaller face, that's going crazy.
But it's so personal. I think it's everyone loves the classics, but the crazier pieces, it's what speaks to you. Your style.
In a certain way, it's true that in Europe, the women have no problem to have a little bit more being out of the box. I'm seeing that they're looking for things like, for instance, that here I will never sell it with the trendy girls. For instance, these earrings alone, and they think, oh, those are super cool. I can wear them with a dress. Because it's a different aesthetic in a certain way.
American culture is rooted in the culture of consumption, right? People are so desperate to access taste and right, they'll spend anything to be this is taste. But to your point, it's you go to Europe and it's someone could from a shop on the street, they can go grab, but it looks incredible because it's they have a point of view, But it's it is so interesting. 1965
is this one. And it's hematite and 18 karat gold. This one.
And how much does this one? Or are you?
That one is 36,000, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, 36. And this one I think is 35, and it's two-tone gold. And this was 1985. The earrings, these ones are Italian from the 60s actually, the earrings.
Wow. Okay, so here's the thing. Yeah, we're sourcing beautiful jewelry and watches, but allegedly there's an invisible collection right around the corner. We're gonna take a detour and we'll be right back after this short break.
Our final stop of the day was the Invisible Collection, a Paris-based gallery that works closely with some of my most favorite designers in the whole wide world. They collaborate with designers like Pierre Jovanovic, Charles Zana, and Laura Gonzalez. I cannot lie, I was doing quite a bit of fangirling as I was walking through this space. And if you haven't already visited Pierre Jovanovic's gallery in Chelsea, it is an absolute must. You have to add it to your list. What I love about galleries like the Invisible Collection and the designers they feature is that it really sits somewhere in between just furniture and true collectible design. Although functional in the traditional sense, each piece really has something to say, as if each piece was designed for a specific person or a specific space. And in a world that is so trend-driven and oftentimes devoid of any personality, it feels like, I'm realizing that the most valuable thing you can have is a distinct perspective.
Okay, so I definitely don't think I found my next watch, although I did see some incredible pieces today. I saw some insane jewelry, and I am falling deeper and deeper in love with that whole Art Deco era and style. I think there's also some really incredible pieces out of like the 20s and 30s and 40s. That was such an amazing time, and you could really see like jewelry and watch design shift from utility to actual like fun, playful fashion and design forward technology and design, like I said. But it was really, really cool. I mean, just what an amazing day. I'm freezing. I'm literally vibrating. I'm so cold, so I have to go. But thanks for being here. Ta-ta.